In this video, we're going to discuss text expanders. Specifically, we're going to talk about one that works for Windows, but as it turns out, also works for Mac. The utility that we're going to be using is called Phrase Express, and we'll just let it speak for itself about what text expanders do. As it turns out, this is an enterprise level software, but it is free for personal use. And I highly recommend everybody check this out because it turns out this thing is wildly powerful. I had no clue how good this app would be. So definitely check it out, whether you're Windows or Mac. So after you download it and install it, it will most likely show up pinned to your little utilities bar right here. So if it's not, then just do a Windows search for Phrase Express, and then it'll probably say, hey, Phrase Express is already running. In which case it's down here, just right click on it and hit Edit Phrases. It took us a while to figure out how to pull up this prompt actually. Shows how much we know. So this has a whole bunch of examples of the kind of stuff that Phrase Express can do, and definitely take a look at all that because it can do a lot. But what we're going to be focusing on is text expansion. So to begin, highlight Phrase Express, and this is important. Highlight Phrase Express and hit New Folder. And then just call it something like My Snippets. I forgot the caps lock exists. The reason I said to highlight Phrase Express and then hit New Folders is because you're accidentally highlighting one of these and hit New Folder, it will create a subfolder and inherit all the special rules and restrictions that that folder has. So just make sure that you hit Phrase Express and create a folder. And now holding this folder, I'm going to set the auto text to execute immediately. No need to worry about what that means really. New phrase. Text expanders consist of two main parts. You have the abbreviation and then you have the expansion. Together, we refer to these generically as a snippet. I'm going to just do the first thing that we always do, hello world. This is the expansion. The auto text will be HW and a tick. For your abbreviations, usually it'll be something that you wouldn't accidentally type in your normal course of writing. So usually I will just do a few letters and then a tick or two semicolons because that thing will literally never come up in normal speech, but let's just do a tick. Description, that's just what shows up here on the Explorer. So I've got this document running. So let's see what happens when I type in the abbreviation. Nothing happened. Sometimes you need to move on and off it for it to save. Also, I've been having trouble with this computer. There it is. Hello world. This computer is kind of a piece of junk, and so things can get a little laggy. But you see what happened there. I typed the abbreviation, and it expands out into the full content of what I wanted. That's basically how text expanders work. You create a abbreviation for some longer text. Now, I was saying that this is actually very powerful, and then I immediately thought, and it actually supports rich text. So you can actually style the text that you have in here. Didn't work like your. That's an annoying thing that I've been noticing is that it doesn't automatically save it. You have to move off of the snippet. But anyway, you see I styled my text right here in the window, and it'll actually output like that. That's a pretty neat feature. What a lot of people were discovering was useful for them. Let's create a new snippet. I go back to my snippets folder, hit new phrase, is the heading on a paper. So let's pretend that you're writing papers for a class all the time. So you have your name, guess my full name is fine. You've got the course. You got to put the professor's name because they forget their own name. I'll do it over here because it's working better. And auto text, let's say 30A header, or 30 head. Oh yeah, I forgot to make it save. I hate that. Boom. See? It gives us the heading. And we can do one better, actually. This is cool. That's the beginning of your heading, but we can actually insert a token, what's called a token. So over here in this palette on the ribbon is that you can insert tokens automatically. So let's insert the current date. You see it gives you in curly braces hashtag date. And this is what's called a token or a placeholder or whatever you want to call it, is that it'll actually just pull up the correct date and then insert that. So let's see, how does that work? The carriage returns didn't work. Anyway, like I said, this computer is kind of bugging out on me. There it is. So see, it was hashtag date inside the editor, but now it's expanded all the way out to 11/1/2016, the date of when I was writing this. So you can even put in like the time, you can change the format of how this is, you can have user input, all sorts of crazy stuff. Like I didn't even realize how powerful this was. But for the basics, text expander, it's just you create an abbreviation that will expand into something bigger. Saves you time, saves you effort, saves you keystrokes, makes your life better.